Just when the ceremony starts.
Yeah.
The guys shooting on the cages.
They gotta go.
We're close.
Yeah, we're getting real close. Who, the anointed one?
They have
What's that?
Bruce Willis.
Oh, Blue Star Mother. I have those. I got them. Really?
Hey, y'all, John. John.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming out on this hot, wonderful afternoon. It's last year when we were wearing our galoshes, raincoats, and umbrellas. I'm looking for 3 veterans. A Mr. Atoria, a Mr. Ratushny, and a Mr. Rossi. Identify yourself now. We are about to begin. And all those people who are over there enjoying the shade, if you want to come out, we have seats over here. Feel free to do so. Probably like to stay where they are.
Either way, you know, a favor. Well, over here it's a little better. But it was a waste of day.
Okay, I'd like to welcome everybody to today's ceremony. You know, the Shoot Office Soldiers does a fantastic job of supporting our military and our veteran community. We are honored to be able to partner with them and present this ceremony today. I am Colonel, longtime retired, Bill Stratemeyer of the Air and Space Forces Association. The organization was established back in 1946. There wasn't a Space Command yet, so initially they were called AFA, Air Force Association. Our chapter began that same year, so we are a charter member of the Air and Space Forces Association. For 79 years now, we've been doing our thing. We're big advocates for national defense, and certainly our mission is to support the Air Force family. On the veteran front, we are noted for our veteran ceremonies. We do a bang-up job of honoring Pearl Harbor Memorial. Last December, we had, I guess it was 6 World War II veterans, aged from 98 to 102. And we do a lot of other veteran programs. Way back when there were still Normandy veterans from World War II around, we did a wonderful Jubilee of Liberty medal ceremony to honor those guys. We just ran out of candidates, so we looked at ourselves and said, where do we go next? And this is the next. We've been doing this now for 6 to 7 years, and we are sponsored by the Department of Defense. They had this 50th anniversary of Vietnam commemoration, and we're one of their commemorative partners. For the last 6 to 7 years, we have been giving away the medals our veterans will receive today. This is our 45th ceremony, and we have awarded over 1,600 medals today. Thank you. Feel free to applaud often and enthusiastically. Highly encouraged. Okay, so you know, Vietnam was a difficult time in our American history. We sent millions of Americans, gave up their families, their lives, their jobs to go and defend our nation, to defeat communism half the way around the world. Unfortunately, 58,300 plus soldiers died in that conflict. Do you know that 33,000 of them were age 18? 61.5% were under the age of 22. During Vietnam, there was 204 medal honorees. Most of them, however, the medal was awarded posthumously. There are an estimate 850,000 veterans, Vietnam veterans, still alive today. I shouldn't use that word still, I guess. But they are dying at an alarming rate. Issues with Agent Orange from cancers, PTSD. PTSD is a big issue. Today, there's approximately, not just Vietnam, but there's approximately 20 to 22 prior soldiers who commit suicide on a daily basis. So we have to do everything in our power to protect and honor all our vets, and today our Vietnam vets. Again, it was the most unpopular war for us. Thank you. Yes, indeed. The most unpopular war Walter Cronkite brought the horrors of Vietnam to our living rooms each and every night. The American public turned against the warrior. They couldn't distinguish the difference between the war and the warriors. But today is different. We're here to honor and welcome home these Vietnam veterans. They all, thank you. They all have their own stories. They did not come home to a hero's welcome. They were scorned for the service. No ticker tape parade. You would not be seen out in public with your uniform. They each have their own stories, and that's a shame. And today again, we're here to honor them. So we're going to kick the ceremony off. I ask you all to please rise. We're going to present the colors. We're going to sing the national anthem, and we're going to have an invocation while standing. Will the Vietnam Veterans of America, Chapter 82, present the colors? Present. Please sing along as Staff Officer Lou DeLeo from the band sings the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of
courage and strength. You gave them wisdom and the ability to endure difficult times. We pray that you will continue to bless them and our time together today. Thank you, God, for this day and for our chance to gather and honor them.
Thank you. Please be seated. Allow me to introduce our distinguished guests we have assembled here with us today. You just met our chaplain, Barbara. This individual is co-chairman of the rounds, Tom Capitano. Well, Tom Capitano is a co-chairman of the Shootout for Soldiers. Assembled to my right, is co-chairman Mike Nelson. Our Vice VP for Community Development is Ray Donnelly on the end there. He is the National Executive Director of the Shootout for Soldiers. Please welcome Eric Minio. He is the supervisor of the Town of Oyster Bay. That reminds me of while I like Burns Park. Anyway, please welcome Joe Saladino. He is the town supervisor of Oyster Bay. He is Associate Professor of Aviation at the Farmingdale State College. Please welcome Colonel Retired Mike Pander. She is Director of the Suffolk County Veterans Service Agency. Please welcome Marcel Lee. Also assembled with us today is the Chairman Emeritus of the Shootout for Soldiers, Harry Jacobs. Our Long Island Air Force Association President, Fred DeFabio. Also assembled with us here today, we have the Nassau County Legislature, James Kennedy. Thank you for attending. We have Councilman Tom Hand. And we have Assemblyman Steve Stern. Thank you all. I'd like to take a moment to give out some well-deserved thank yous. It takes a lot of help and volunteers to put on these wonderful ceremonies, so the least I can do is recognize and thank them for their contributions. Again, we like to thank the town of Oyster Bay. Each and every year they come out and they support the cause, and the personnel do a terrific job for the shootout and for us. Thank you, Tom, and for Joe, the town. Don't they do a great job? The band, it's the Flotilla 22-7 band, the United States Coast Guard Auxiliary. The band commander is David Mandel, and today the band director is Hector Minaya. Thanks, you guys. Supporting us in each and every ceremony. The band, same thing. They've been with us from day one. They never turn us down. They're always there for us. Same thing with the VBA guys, Chapter 82, the Honor Guard guys, floating around somewhere, territory, VBA 82. Thank you, guys. In the audience, I'm sure they're here. They must be floating around somewhere. The Blue Star family has someone who is currently or has served in the military. Would all our Blue Star mothers stand and be recognized? Again, thank you. They're always out supporting the cause. These times, the ladies are relentless in their pursuit of attending veteran events and military events around the country, around the Long Island anyway. Sorry. Also, I want to recognize the Guard Riders, the motorcycle group, Patriot Guard Riders and Rolling Thunder 6, who are here today supporting the cause, usually carrying the flag. Thanks, guys. Again, they support us in each and every event. Thank you. Now, I'd like to ask our Vice President for Community Development, Ray Donnelly, come forward to talk about sponsorships briefly, and then to give away a couple of certificates.
So a couple of things, housekeeping details. Let me be the first to say, we can hear it a lot again today. All recipients, welcome home. Might be 50 years too late, but welcome. Bill sets this stuff up so good, and he thanks everybody. I want to know that held himself to be in that measure that devoted years to get so how about a round of applause for him? So I have two particularly good duties here today. We have one of our sponsors with us in the audience. That's what I do for the Air Force Association of Students, who have try and shape wishes and raise some money. And we've had a number of folks who should with here who've been with us for 2 years. This is the audience today. I'd like to ask Owen Watford of Brentwood Testing Labs and Navy League Council of Long Island to come forward. So I'll do a quick commercial for Red Lip while he's receiving the award. Red Lip is part of what remains on Long Island of the defense industry, and unlike what many people think, it didn't go away when we stopped building F-16. And they're a great company, and part of another great company that So the second great thing I get to do here today is introduce my podium partners. I would say to all of you in the assembled audience, and you'll learn more about it in a few minutes, there's a mighty assemblage of lacrosse talent on this podium. We have legacy lettermen from both Annapolis and West Point, and I'll let them wrestle that out later on. And we've got with us here our very own Mike Nelson. Mike stayed home. Played at Delphi where he had an outstanding career, still tethered very much to the school and a very successful program, which this year won yet another national championship. And all of that, he still finds time to be a major domino in voting and organizing, pushing shootout for the year. So Mike, your turn.
All right, Ray, thank you very much. I'd like to thank Ray Donnelly, Colonel Stratomeyer, Fred DeFabio, and the rest of the LAAFA for allowing us to be a part of this today. Also, I'd like to thank the town of Oyster Bay for everything they do to support this event. Before I introduce my next partner, my next associate, I just want to say what an honor and a privilege it is to be able to share this day and to show our support and our love for our Vietnam vets. So, can have another hand. I'm going to keep this short because I know it's really warm out here. So my next job is I'm going to introduce the Executive Director of the National Shootout for Soldiers, Mr. Eric Minio.
Good evening, how are we doing today? Good? All right. I'm Eric Minio, the Executive Director of Shootout for Soldiers. Native Long Islander, combat veteran. It's really an honor to be here today amongst Vietnam veterans, welcoming them home finally, properly, with all of you here on Long Island. In 11 years, we've registered nearly 800 teams, 14,000 players, and more than 25,000 parents and participants who have observed in attendance, including you guys here today. All of this is supported by our Long Island Leadership Committee, Mike Nelson, Tom Capitano, and of course Harry Jacobs. Thanked many times. And they don't do it alone. We're very well supported by nearly 500 volunteers. So let's give a round of applause to them and the volunteers. Yeah? I passionately believe that Shootout for Soldiers brings out the very best in people. This is a place for people to heal, find connection, and feel loved again. It's a place where our veterans will always have a team to play for, a uniform to wear, and a mission to support. Shootout for Soldiers' mission is to use the platform of lacrosse to raise awareness for American veterans and foster community engagement. With your help, Long Island is a leading premier Shootout for Soldiers destination in our country. Long Island was the first Shootout for Soldiers expansion city. Since 2012, starting right here at the Field of Dreams, Long Island has injured on October 1st, 2009, when he stepped on a pressure plate IED, killing teammates and wounding several other Rangers. Corey was found face down in the water, unconscious for several minutes. When he was pulled out and resuscitated, the doctors did not expect him to survive, but he did. Then the doctors said he wouldn't speak again, but he did. Then the doctors said he wouldn't walk again, but he did. Then the doctors said he would never have his independence again. And through a generous grant from Lead the Way Fund, Corey now has a smart home, and he has total and complete independence in his home in a mortgage-free smart home in Arizona. Among many other services for our veterans, Lead the Way Fund provides mortgage-free smart homes for deserving and catastrophically disabled Army Rangers of the 75th Ranger Regiment and their families. These homes are given to them with grace and dignity and honor restored to them, most importantly, so that they can have their independence to care for themselves and make themselves feel whole again. Corey is one of many, and I invite you to learn about more of them. The Long Island Air Force Association is diligent and steadfast in their mission to honor Vietnam veterans properly. They've graciously hosted years of award ceremonies here at Shield for Soldiers and have presented nearly 400 awards for deserving Vietnam veterans to be observed in front of their families. So more than 2,000 local community members have been impacted by the Long Island Air Force Association. Most importantly, our global war on terror generation has the ability to play and connect here with our Vietnam brothers. Gentlemen, welcome home. The Strong Point Thiner branch was created in honor of First Lieutenant Joseph Thiner. They support veterans and their families for retreats to heal from the invisible wounds of PTSD and reconnect with one another at no cost to themselves. The retreats and workshops are hosted at their 1,100-acre ranch in New Mexico, truly a place for veterans and their family members to heal together. Hundreds of veterans and their families have found healing at the ranch. Most recently, right here on Long Island, Warrior Ranch Foundation, they're providing life-saving equine therapy for all members of the heroic community, including our veterans, police officers, firefighters, and first responders. Equine therapy is a profound healing experience for those in need, and trust me, many are in need. Many have found healing and a second chance at life at the Warrior Ranch Foundation through equine therapy. Most importantly, the connection with the ranch family. I have felt the love for the ranch family as well. It is something very real and very special. Each of these charities has a different and noble and honorable mission, carrying the torch of selfless service to the communities where veterans reside. These are the veterans who are your neighbors, waving to you as you drive down the streets. These are the people you support and connect with. And together, we can and do make a difference. Our great game of lacrosse is known as the medicine game. And our medicine game has healed many war fighters, and many more will heal right after this ceremony. We play the all-veteran game here on Long Island as well. If you are listening to my words here today, then you are part of that special class of person who has contributed to sustaining our veteran brothers and sisters and empowering them to live another day. And in my humble opinion, there isn't a check big enough in the world to calculate the value of that. I sincerely thank all of you for your commitment, compassion, and passion to be here today on a hot summer day, showing up for the veterans who showed up for you on a far, austere, combative land. And as a veteran of Iraq and Afghanistan with extensive and traumatic ground combat experience, I can tell you from my core, there is nothing more noble than saving a life. Those are the ripples of real goodness, and I hope they wash over all of you today, and you feel the enormous impact of your contributions and your support to Shield for Soldiers. I love you all. Rangers lead the way. Go Army. Go Marines. Go Navy. Go Air Force. Go Coast Guard, especially the Coastie, who saved 165 lives in Texas during the flash floods. And go Space Force. God bless America. Thank you all.
Thank you. I gave a shout out before to the Blue Star Mamas. There's also a Blue Star father amongst us, and that is the shootout emeritus, Harry Jacob. He has a son who's a lieutenant colonel in the Army. So Harry, I know you're a proud father. Okay, the town of Oyster Bay and their supervisor are strong supporters of veterans and the military community. They have programs such as hosting this event today, a nomination program for Hometown Heroes, a holiday collection drive for veterans and their Armed Forces Appreciation Day. Would you please welcome the town supervisor, Joe Saladino.
Thank you, Colonel. We greatly appreciate all of your efforts today. Let's give the Colonel another hand, please. An amazing man, a great friend. I believe this is an anniversary for you. Welcome, everyone, to the town of Oyster Bay's Shootout for Soldiers. We're so proud to collaborate with all of you to help make this possible, and it is such an incredible honor to have this event here in our town year after year. Welcome to the Field of Dreams complex, a beautiful place, brand new fields, and all we have to do is build a railroad platform right here, and it's an easy coming microphone to the city. I'm joined by my colleagues in government. I'm so proud to be here with them. On the far right, our Nassau County Legislator James Kennedy. Please give him a hand. Joined by Town of Oyster Bay Councilman Tom Hand, a dear friend from the New York State Assembly who represents part of our town, does a fantastic job. New York State Assemblyman Steve Stern, thank you for your support of our veterans. You heard earlier, we're also joined by Colonel Mike Kanders, thank you very much for being here, and Suffolk County Veteran Services Rep Marcel Lease, thank you also. The town of Oyster Bay is thrilled to once again serve as home to this very important event. We are a community that stands tall for the American flag and thanks God for our troops. That's what it's about today. The brave men and women here in the United States Armed Forces, those who serve here in the homeland, those who have served and continue to serve throughout the globe, and each and every one of you, our veterans, who we honor today. You all have and continue to serve our nation, help keep this nation safe, but you also have worked very hard to preserve freedom and democracy throughout the world. As you all know, the Shootout for Soldiers benefits veterans and active duty military personnel. This is our small way to collaborate with great leaders, to salute them and honor them. And we look to do year-round military events and programs, and of course, our special Hometown Hero banners, which hang proudly throughout the town of Oyster Bay. We take the issue so seriously, we have a division of Veterans Services, and we continue to help many, many veterans throughout the town and beyond. But we're also proud to have with us the charitable organizations that are helped to raise this money for Shootout for Soldiers. They benefit the Long Island Air Force Association, the Strong Point Vineyard Ranch, and the Warrior Ranch Foundation, organizations you heard about earlier, that make a big difference in the lives of people with true need, people who are suffering because of their service to us and keeping this nation free. This year we've raised over $100,000 in support of the organizations that benefit our troops, bringing the total raised in these 11 years to close to $2 million. So this couldn't be possible without so many dedicated individuals. The volunteers, the players, the teams, the coaches, and of course the parents and those who support the players. We recognize the importance of not only giving back, but more importantly, making it count for all those who are serving and all of those families that are impacted. We'd like to congratulate all the fundraisers this year, including our top fundraisers, Grayson Petro, Petto, Ryan McAllister, Anthony Hertel, and the top fundraising teams, Team FLID, Vets Game, and National Grid. Let's give them all a hand. No one recognizes the athletes, coaches, and volunteers and the veterans more than our co-chairs for the Shootout for Soldiers, Mr. Michael Nelson and Tom Campolitano. Let's give them a big hand. We also appreciate Eric's efforts and Ray's efforts. Thank you very much for all you do. And of course, the tireless efforts of someone who has no end to his motivation to help. He is a good friend and a true visionary, bringing this event to life. And that is the man who started it all, Harry Jacobs. Thank you, Harry. I'm going to call you Lax Ambassador. The work you put into this incredible event is nothing short of a miracle. Thank you all. You're simply the best. And we appreciate, again, all those teams who will be playing and the difference that they're making. But I'm also here with my colleagues in government and representing our New York State Senator, Alexis White. We all want to make sure that everyone here recognizes that you are heroes. Each and every year, individuals sit in those chairs where you're sitting, and we show them the appreciation. Unfortunately, way more than you were shown when you came home after risking your lives. Some came home whole, some didn't come home at all. So it's very important to us that you realize here in the town of Oyster Bay, here across Long Island, here with all these incredible people, that you are heroes. You have made a difference, and you continue to make a difference for us. We live in a nation of freedom. We have incredible resources. We have everything a family could want. Why? Because you did your job, and therefore we have the ability to do our jobs. You made sure this nation and everyone who has followed you is free to live life, free to chase the American dream. And that makes you all heroes. Ladies and gentlemen, a hand for our heroes. You just represent the best of the best, and we will continue to make sure that the generations that follow us will always remember you and understand your effort, your sacrifice, and show you that appreciation. So before I turn over the microphone, I'm asking all of you and to do it yourselves and to share it with young people. When you see one of our veterans, take a moment to stop and to thank them for their service. Thank them for their sacrifice. And thank them for defending our freedom and our way of life in the best nation anywhere, the United States of America. And please know that we love this nation, and without you, we wouldn't have America. God bless you, and God bless America.
Our next speaker is an accomplished lacrosse player, having played at the Naval Academy in Annapolis. He has earned his doctorate degree and serves as an associate professor of aviation at Farmingdale State College. He went into the Navy, and somewhere along the line we convinced him that it's better to fly for the Air Force. So he joined us at the Air National Guard, and he went on, he loved it so much that he went on to become the commander of the 106 Rescue Wing out in West Hampton Beach. Would you please welcome retired Colonel Mike Cantus.
Thanks so much, Bill. It's always a great pleasure to come spend time with the lacrosse community As Bill said, I love the game. I played it for many years. I still am a big fan. High school, college, even professional lacrosse these days. So great to be back with the shootout. The Soldiers. Special thanks to Bill Stratemeyer, Fred DeFabio, Ray Donnelly, Kathy Ward, the entire Long Island Association who's done such a magnificent job over so many years. I think 2,000, at least 2,000 Vietnam veterans have recognized in this matter. Such a magnificent job. And then, of course, the shootout for soldiers, Mike Nelson and Tom Campantano and Larry Jacobs, all the volunteers, all who are here today. Very, very special. So thank you for joining us. I am most honored to be here today in the company of these great men and their families who served under much different conditions than America's more recent wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. Thank God that the vast majority of Americans today, no matter what their political persuasion or beliefs, embrace, respect, and honor those who serve in our nation's military. I am an Iraq War veteran, and when I returned home 15 years ago, traveling through our nation's airports, I was absolutely stunned by the over-the-top reception and welcome, kind words, love, and respect that I received from complete strangers who saw me walking through the terminals in my uniform. They wanted to shake my hand or buy me a meal and thank me for my service, as so many Americans did for us who served in Iraq and Afghanistan. That great regard continues today, and I pray will never diminish, since that was not the case many years ago during and after the Vietnam War. Thousands of men and women who answered their country's call and served with such great distinction and honor in Vietnam returned home to a much different reception. Many were vilified, ridiculed, spat upon their return in a disgraceful display by some of our countrymen. They never got the proper recognition they deserved and earned through their selfless service to the United States of America. So today we gather to correct that over 50-year wrong for these American heroes and their families that served their country during the Vietnam War. They will be honored with a special commemorative medal and recognized for their service. And this ceremony is only possible through all of our volunteers and all who have gathered to recognize, to welcome them, and to honor them. I am greatly honored to be with you. My brothers from generations ago, you inspired me, you inspired us. You will continue to inspire future generations who answer their country's call. So thank you for the opportunity today. I have just a quick backstory to share with you. As you may have heard, I'm a graduate of the U.S. Naval Academy. There's another gentleman on the stage here who's a graduate of the United States Military Academy. Now, you may know a little bit about the Army-Navy rivalry in football, but it does extend to lacrosse. So my brother, Eric Minio, in his remarks, right before he said, "Go Navy," he glanced over to me, maybe in a sign of persuasion. But Eric, my brother, I love you, but I must end with being Army.
Holds all our veterans close to her heart. There's nothing that she won't do, and as the director of the Veteran Service Agency in Suffolk County, I know firsthand that, again, she is relentless in supporting our veterans. Would you please welcome Director Marcel Lease.
Thank you, Colonel Stratemeyer, or as we know you as Colonel Strat.
I am honored to be here today to speak a little bit. I actually have something written, but I am going to speak from the heart. This was actually the speech I made last year, but we never got to present it because we got poured on. So I got cut from the list, and that's okay. With my job with the Suffolk County Veteran Service Agency, something I've learned in the last couple of years working with veterans, and specifically the Vietnam veteran population, is that we did not have their stories. We did not know. Growing up as a young girl in the 70s and early 80s, there were stories that were not shared because of all the reasons that our colleagues here mentioned, that you hid your identities because you didn't want people to know that you served because of the way that you were received when you were returned. And then 50 years later, at the end of the Vietnam War, we're finally doing, and we've made strides through the years, but we're really doing a wonderful job right now in ceremonies such as this. I share with you that this past March, Suffolk County Executive, and our partners in the community hosted a Welcome Home Vietnam Veterans ceremony at the H.C. Dennison Building. It wound up being a beautiful day in March. And I have to say, in Suffolk County, it was the largest attended event that we have ever hosted in Suffolk County, and it was because of the honor and the respect that we need to give to our Vietnam veterans. Whether you served in country or whether you served locally, you served. You never knew when. It's like anybody that ever served in any military role. We sign a blank check when we come in. I served in the late 80s through early, mid 2000s, and it was not a safe time. We never knew when we were going to go, but we also volunteered. Many of you, most of you did not volunteer, so it was a very unpopular war. And I just want to share the message with you that we are here to support you now. It is never too late to ask for assistance. My Nassau County counterpart, who is not here today, Ralph Esposito, and I have a saying that 110 does not divide the need of veterans here on Long Island. Suffolk County is the largest population of veterans in the state, any county in the state of New York. Nassau and Suffolk as a region are number 2 to San Diego. So we have a lot of veterans in our community, and we want you to have the message that coming in for hope, for help is a positive message. If you have not accessed services through your county veteran service agency, I ask you to give a consideration to that. There's a misconception that people think that when you go to the VA or you go to access services that you're taking it away from your buddy, but you're actually not. You're actually helping your buddy, because for every veteran that's counted in the VA system, that's federal dollars that comes back into the community, and that is helping your buddy. And I just want to leave you with this. For the families that are out here today that had their service members go to Vietnam, to the storm, to modern OEF wars, we share with you that we recognize that when the service member serves, the family serves. So we are here to support the families as well. And I want to say thank you to them. And the message that we hear day after day that we don't hear enough is to our Vietnam veterans, welcome home. Thank you.
There is one more recognition I'd like to do. Vinny Morale, where are you? There he is over there. He's with the Hicksville Veterans Association. That organization has been most gracious and has donated tons of money to various veteran groups out there, including our association. And Vinny, thank you so much for everything you do for veterans and the military. Thank you. Okay, it's the time of the ceremony where we're going to finally present the medals and the certificates to our several honorees. We're going to call your name up one at a time. You'll come up and you'll receive your medal, and then you'll continue down for the various certificates, and we'll then return to your seat. Did I make myself perfectly clear? Okay. So in addition to the medal, the veterans are going to receive certificates, our certificate that accompanies the medal, certificate from Nassau County Executive Bruce Blakeman, certificate from the Suffolk County Executive Romaine, and a certificate from the state senator, Alexa White. Everybody assembled here. Okay, so Steve Ladis, come forward. We in the Air Force Association are privileged to present these medals and pay tribute to our Vietnam veterans assembled here today and thank them for their service. But likewise, we would like to recognize the fact that the families served just as well, taking care of the home front while they are deployed fighting the war. We are truly honored to recognize you and your families today, and we thank you for your service. One at a time, please come forward once your name is announced.
Heat stroke. Okay.
Okay,
One at a time.
first honoree, Spec 4, Ralph Atoria, U.S. Army. Okay, he is not present. Yes. Okay. First Lieutenant Frederick J. Blumline, U.S. Army. Next up, Spec 5, Robert M. Bruin, U.S. Army. Sergeant Anthony P. Catronio, U.S. Army. Lance Corporal Raphael A. Mattia, U.S. Marine Corps. Spec 5, Richard L. Drexler, U.S. Army. Lieutenant Colonel Kenneth Foray, U.S. Army. Staff Sergeant Dennis G. Hill, U.S. Air Force. Captain William C. Kane, Jr., U.S. Army. Private Lawrence Leibel, U.S. Marine Corps. Corporal Robert J. Lenz, U.S. Marine Corps. Corporal Robert F. Lyson, U.S. Marine Corps. This is either a misprint or someone has a brother here. Sergeant William J. Lyson, U.S. Marine Corps. Corporal
James McGonigal, U.S. Marine Corps. Fire Control Technician James Mott, U.S. Navy. Staff Sergeant Christian Peterkin, U.S. Marine Corps. Sergeant John Smith, U.S. Air Force.
On behalf of the proud nation and appreciative town, thank you for your service. Welcome. Staff Sergeant Robert Snyder, U.S. Air Force. Petty Officer, 3rd Class, Donald White Sr., U.S. Navy. On behalf of this proud nation and an appreciative town, thank you for your service.
Corps Jen K. Yee, U.S. Army.
We have a proud nation and appreciative too. Thank you for your service. Welcome.
Private First Class John R. Zimmerman, U.S. Army.
Yeah.
It's okay. You too. This is exciting. Lego to do.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, how about a collective sign of appreciation for our assembled veterans here today? Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, for your service. Okay, we have 3 more things to do. We're going to pray, we're going to sing, and we're going to retire the colors. I have a couple of administrative announcements. All veterans today have received a medal. The VBA guys have a gift for our vets. If you go on your way out, stop by the green canopy there to receive that gift. Additionally, we ask that all vets stay in place for a couple minutes after we retire the colors so that we can have a photo taking opportunity. We'll do 2 groups. I guess this side first and the next side second. Okay? So please, everyone, please rise. I ask Barbara to come forward for the final prayer and a moment of silence.
A moment of silence for the lives lost in the tragic Texas incident. Thank you, God, for our time together today. Pray that you will continue to bless and protect our military. May we always be mindful when we face difficult times that you will be there for us. Amen.
Amen.
I ask Flotilla Staff Officer Lou DeLeo to come forward for the singing of the God Bless America.
While the storm clouds gather far across the sea, let us swear allegiance to a land that's free. Let us all be thankful for a land so fair, as we raise our voices in this solemn prayer. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Thank you. Now you know why they don't let me do it. DVA Chapter 82, retire the colors. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our ceremony. Hopefully you enjoyed it.